The race-baiting grifter, clickbait, swindler, narrative shifter, truth twisting drifter, feelings over facts, always living in the past, chasing clicks instead of truth, misleading all our youth, stirring up division fast, while recycling stories from the past, keeping people emotionally in the tank while they're driving their Rolls Royce to the bank. Nah, who am I talking about? Al Sharpton and his sidekick Ben Crump, and all the race-baiting minions, Hollywood celebrities and false prophet pastors. Time to call them out. They've made millions allegedly off of your fake pain. It's easy to do 'cause they know how to play the game. Y'all better wake up and fire the clowns before they leave you broke, oppressed and penniless as they head to the next town. That part. And allegedly, everything in this song is allegedly.
It's pretty good.
That
I love AI, man.
Oh man, that was Speak Your Voice first. As the Deacon Talks Raw with Jake, we're live, and we got a few clips that we're going to react to. If you want to join the conversation, the link is in the comments.
Yeah, let's get some people up here.
Yeah. So everybody's talking about the Nolan Wells case. Then they're talking about a doctor audio of the emergency call, and they claim that hey Deborah, they claim that Noah Wells was on the boat, because it seems like they're talking about him. Well, I'm about to play a clip. It's about 7 minutes long, and in the clip, he's going to go over everything that we know up to now. However, he's going to show proof that Nolan Wells wasn't on the boat when it was being towed. That particular boat.
They didn't want to let the poor up. They just hate.
You ready?
Yep.
Let's go.
If you're just finding this case for the first time, let me catch you up fast, because a lot has happened in the last 3 weeks, and today alone brought a development that changes things. July 4th, Independence Day. 18-year-old Nolan Wells travels out to Horn Island, off the Mississippi coast, with a group of friends. It's a barrier island, remote, no real facilities, about 10 miles offshore, the kind of place people go for the day and leave before dark. Nolan doesn't leave with them. 2 days later, on July 6th, his body is recovered in the water near the island. And in the 3 weeks since then, this case has only gotten more complicated, not less. Welcome to the Black Docket. If you're new here, hit subscribe and let us know in the comments where you're watching from. So today, we're going to walk through what's confirmed, what's disputed, and what just changed in the last few hours, because there's a lot to get through. Let's start with what we already knew. GPS data from the boat Nolan's friends were on shows them arriving at Horn Island at 11:14 in the morning. The boat then sits stationary for 5 hours, until 4:30 in the afternoon. When it finally leaves, it doesn't leave at normal speed. It creeps, at just over 4 knots, for nearly 3 miles, before suddenly jumping to over 30 knots. That gap, the slow crawl before the sudden speed, has never been fully explained. Witnesses told investigators Nolan had been drinking heavily on the island that day. That's part of the official record, from a Mississippi Department of Marine Resources document used in the search for him. His friend's account has stayed consistent from the beginning. They say they urged Nolan, more than once, to get back on the boat with them. That he refused. That he chose to stay behind on the island with a woman none of them knew well. And that the reason they ultimately left without him wasn't because they abandoned him. It's because their boat was taking on water, and they had no choice but to head back. That's the story as it's been told for weeks. Now here's what's new. As of today, July 28th, there's video. Newly surfaced footage shows the boat Nolan's friends were on, being towed back toward shore. 7 people are visible in that footage. Nolan isn't one of them. That's significant. because up until now, most of what supported the idea that Nolan was left behind on the island came from witness accounts and second-hand reporting. Now there's footage, actual visual confirmation that when that boat headed home, he wasn't on it. And there's a detail buried in this that's easy to miss. The boat wasn't actually towed by the service the friends originally called for help. A separate boat, one that happened to be anchored near Horn Island, ended up towing them instead. At some point after that, the group apparently got their own engine working again and made it the rest of the way back to the mainland under their own power. Small detail, but it matters, because it means there were more people, more boats, and more potential witnesses around that afternoon than we initially understood. Now, the part of this update that's harder to sit with. Investigators, and now the public, have gotten hold of an enhanced recording from the emergency call the friends placed that day, when they were requesting a tow for their boat. And in that audio, some people believe they can make out a voice asking a question: is he dead? I have to be exact with you here, because this is exactly the kind of moment where a story can get away from the facts. It has not been confirmed that those words were actually said. The audio has been enhanced and amplified, which can distort as much as it clarifies. And the people who were on that boat have denied it. So here's where this sits, honestly. A disputed interpretation of a low-quality recording. Not a confirmed statement. Not evidence of anything on its own. We're telling you it exists, and we're telling you it's contested, and we're leaving it right there. Next, the account that doesn't match. Nolan's friends have said, from the start, that he chose to stay behind on the island with a woman they didn't know. That's been their story since day one. But now, that woman's sister has come forward publicly, and her version doesn't line up. According to her, she understood that Nolan was planning to leave on the boat with the group. That, as far as she knew, his friends weren't intending to leave him behind at all. So now we have two different accounts of the same afternoon, coming from two different directions, and they contradict each other on a pretty basic question. Did Nolan choose to stay, or did his friends leave without a plan for what would happen to him? On top of that, someone has come forward claiming they saw Nolan on the island as late as 6 in the evening. That's an hour and a half after his friends say they left, at 4:30. If that sighting holds up, it means Nolan was alive and on that island, well after the version of events his friends have given. And there's one more thread developing, separate from all of this. A dispute has opened up between the family's legal team and another group that was involved in the search, over something that sounds small on paper, but matters a lot in a case like this. What Nolan was wearing when his body was found. The family's side and this other group are giving conflicting accounts, and it hasn't been resolved. Let's step back for a second, because I think it's worth remembering where the science currently stands, since it connects to everything we just walked through. 2 autopsies have been done. The official one, from the state medical examiner's office, results still pending, and an independent one, commissioned by Nolan's family and their attorney, Ben Crump, conducted by forensic pathologist Dr. Roger Mitchell. That report found something worth noting. A 12 by 8-inch area of red discoloration in the soft tissue at the back of Nolan's head. Mitchell was upfront that the cause of that discoloration is unclear. It could be from decomposition. It could be from some kind of trauma. He also noted that key structures in Nolan's throat weren't available to him during that second exam, likely retained by the original medical examiner's office, which means he couldn't rule out an injury to the neck as a contributing factor. Not confirm it. Rule it out. There's a difference, and it matters. Both autopsies, as of right now, list the cause and manner of death the same way, undetermined, pending further investigation. So here's where all of this leaves us, tonight. A boat with 7 people on it, and no Nolan. A disputed piece of audio that may or may not include a chilling question. 2 accounts of the same afternoon that don't agree with each other. A possible sighting hours after his friends say they were already gone. An unresolved dispute over what he was even wearing when he was found. And underneath all of it, a discoloration on the back of his head that no pathologist has been able to explain yet. We are not going to tell you we know what happened to Nolan Wells. Nobody does yet. Not the sheriff's office, not the family's own pathologist, not us. What we can tell you is that every piece of new evidence coming out is adding weight to the idea that something about the story we were first told doesn't fully hold up. This case is moving fast, and it's not slowing down. If you want to be here for the next update the moment it drops, make sure you're subscribed. And let us know in the comments, what do you think actually happened on that island? We'll be back the moment there's more to tell you.
Well, there's some interesting things there. Um, so I dated a girl who was a mortician and stuff. So I helped her with the bodies and stuff. And that little thing that you set the decedent's head on, that often left bruising marks when she was done embalming the body. So I don't know. But why is his girlfriend? Why was that the girl that he was with? Her sister talking for her. Hello, Deborah. What else we got in here? Amber. Tammy. Welcome, welcome. I can't hear you, CJ.
I got that clip from the Black Docket. Go to his page. He has a lot of stuff on there, uh, as far as crime and everything like that. But yeah, shout out to him and all the information that he's gathered because nobody's talking about the video of the boat and without Nolan on it.
Right. Well, my thing is, I don't know if you heard me talking earlier. Did you?
Yeah, I heard you.
Okay. So, and
I
why?
just was muted.
Oh yeah. So why? My question is, why is the girl that he was with on the island? Why is the sister talking? Like, like
I look.
that's
I
weird.
don't
Like,
know.
why aren't we hearing anything directly from the sister?
Like I
Um,
said, I do not know. So we got,
and I'm
you
sorry,
know,
but listen, if you and me are out fishing and stuff, and we stop at some island, and
right?
my boat starts taking on water, and I'm like, yo, we gotta go. I gotta go get my boat towed or fixed or
Yeah,
something, and you want to be like, no, I want to stay. Well, guess what? You're going to stay because I'm dipping. You're an adult. You can make a choice. You know, I'm not gonna let my
right.
boat
I
sink.
mean, think about this. Yeah, you're with a female now. And you like, this might be my last chance. I'm getting ready to go off to school here shortly. Let me try my hand.
Well, you know
There's,
that with
there's
as a
many
young man,
multiple
that's not gonna
more
be your.
boats island.
Well, as a young man, it's definitely not gonna be your only opportunity. But he was stated to be
Right,
drinking, so he's already probably drunk. Getting frisky. He sees a woman that's interested in him. They're interested in each other. Of course, wise he's not going to get into the batter box. I mean that's what I mean. Every
right.
18-year-old's going to do it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. There's nothing weird about that. Like unless,
So I mean, like I said, I wanted to. Hmm.
but I think this Al
Yeah,
Sharpton
like I said,
stuff. They don't even know the facts, and they're
when
coming
I
out with
heard
it.
about it, I know, right? That's crazy.
That's what bugs me is they're
I just
screaming
when I
racism.
heard mhm, when I heard about the video, I was like, I gotta have that on the show
Yeah, I
because
appreciate it.
that's new information nobody's talking about.
And
So,
I did hear. I haven't
um,
heard the phone call yet. I'd like to hear that. That'd be
but
interesting.
I wanted to play it, but I was like, I wanted to, find it somewhere and play it, but then I was like, I don't even believe it. Why am I gonna play it when I don't even believe
Right. I mean,
it?
and like
So,
it's like when you've heard of ghost people, ghost hunters and stuff that take like recorders into graveyards and they record the background sounds
right,
and then they'll get on their computer and they'll enhance the sound and it sounds like words and stuff like that. It's just like he did say
right.
in the video. You can enhance something like that, but it can also distort stuff.
That's what he was saying in the video. You
So
know,
obviously, I don't believe in ghosts and stuff, but some people do. Some people do.
I got you. Now we don't want to stay on Nolan Wells too long. Everybody's talking about him. We're
Oh,
gonna move.
Carlos.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to this uh, terror attack over in the UK. Germany,
Germany.
Berlin, Germany to be exact.
So from overseas, big story over the weekend, the suspect in that deadly Berlin Pride attack shot and killed in a confrontation with police. He's accused of killing one person, injuring 29 others. Could have been a lot worse. The suspect, a German citizen with Lebanese roots. Authorities say he had ties to Islamic extremism, and by all accounts, he was on their radar of some sort. Jeff Paul's got more from London. And Jeff, what have you learned?
Well, yeah, Bill, not only is the suspect accused of driving a van into a crowd at a German Pride festival, but authorities also say he had previously tried to join ISIS. Investigators say the attack happened on Saturday. They believe the suspect, Abdul Balat, intentionally drove a van into a crowd at the Berlin Pride Festival. Police say he then got out and started stabbing others with a machete. He was on the run for a day, and when officers found the suspect, they say he ran towards them with a knife. Police then fired at least one shot, killing the suspect on the scene. Authorities say everything suggests he was motivated by Islamic extremism. The recent attack is leaving many in the community stunned by what's happened.
How much hatred must there be in people for them to be willing to do something like this, to decide to destroy and end human lives? How much hatred is behind this? And of course, the question is, how do we get rid of this hatred?
Prosecutors in Berlin say the suspect, Abdul Balat, had traveled to Lebanon last year in the hopes of going to Syria to join the Islamic State. He made contact with several people who he thought were ISIS members. Balat was then arrested in Lebanon, sentenced by a military court there to 3 months in prison. After he returned to Germany, he was then arrested and convicted for his actions, but was eventually released from detention pending an appeal. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz is urging residents to not be intimidated, saying these acts only have one purpose: to divide their society.
Okay,
Bill.
all right, Jeff. Thanks, Jeff Paul, in London, on that. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.
Well, arrested in Lebanon, given
Wow.
3-month prison sentence, then deported to Germany, arrested again, and they let him out.
Mhm.
Crazy.
Sounds like something you know.
Sounds like us.
Sounds like some states we.
Yeah, it looks like Germany's on some United States bullshit. That's crazy, though. He was
Man.
what happened? 9/11. If you got caught trying to join, you were getting smoked. You're going to jail
Or
for
you-
decades.
Yeah, you was going to jail for life. You in Gitmo somewhere. You know.
There was another lady online too that she made a video, and she said when she found out it was a Muslim, she's like, "I'm so heartbroken that it was a Muslim. I was hoping it would be a white cisgendered man." And I'm thinking, wow, you hate white people
Wow.
that bad? You want something like that?
That's crazy.
When are these gays going to realize that these Muslims don't
Unbelievable.
care? They don't care about you. They'll
They
kill you just as quick as anybody else. They don't. If you're not Muslim, you don't align with their beliefs, then you're kufar. You're worthless, man. But we keep important.
I mean, that's similar to, huh?
But we keep importing them. Keep letting them into the countries.
That's similar to the guy that the police. Yeah, the police killed. What was that, over the weekend in Wisconsin?
Was it that other black kid?
That guy been arrested 40 times.
Yeah. Came at the cop with a knife.
He wielding a knife at police. Yeah.
Now they want to have riots over
Now
that.
he's a good person. He was dead. Oh, Lord have mercy. He's been convicted 23 times. 23 times. And now they're crying over. I was like, he had a whole life of crime. You should have known this was going to happen eventually.
He's a scholar, man.
Mm-hmm.
Blows my mind that
And
people
it's
idolize
Go
these
ahead.
people. They idolize them.
mm-hmm.
Absolutely insane.
Mm-mm-mm.
What
All
did you-
right.
What did you think about that other thing I sent you? The school thing.
That's why I had it as my post.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I made that as the post mainly because the people need to realize they out in the open now. They don't care anymore.
Oh no! Look what that lady said. She wants to get rid of the presidency, the Senate, and Congress. Get rid of basically dismantle the Constitution.
Oh,
100%. That's what
you
their
talking
vote is.
about this right?
Hey, quick update here from Precarious State. The Democratic Socialists of America just made some dramatic changes to their platform. Their former Hey, quick update here from Precarious State. The Democratic Socialists of America just made some dramatic changes to their platform, their formal written goals and principles. There's no news release about it, there's no statement of reversal, but they've gotten rid of their most aggressive language. Maybe it's a coincidence, but they did a pretty big rewrite just last month. The day before, a big profile in the New York Times on Zohran Mamdani, their candidate running for mayor of New York City. It's a very watered down version of their platform. For at least the last 2 years, we've been on their site. The DSA platform explained very clearly how and why they want to release all incarcerated people. They want to close local jails, disarm and defund the police, abolish prisons, end all misdemeanor offenses, cut funding for prosecutors, and how they want social ownership of all major industry and infrastructure. We were able to find the platform they removed. It's in the Internet Archives, also known as the Wayback Machine. So we brought it here. You can see it at precarioustate.com. We also took the liberty of highlighting some of their most notable desires. Check it out. I mean, it's worth the read.
Yeah, that lady, that whole
That's the
organization.
Precarious State.
They want to defund the Pentagon, get
Yeah,
rid of
here
prisons.
she is right here.
You just give me sort of a true or false on these. Abolish the Senate.
True.
Okay. Replace the presidency and Supreme Court as we now know them.
Yep.
Abolish ICE.
Absolutely.
Abolish borders and give amnesty to anyone currently in the U.S. illegally.
As a long-term plan, yep.
Defund the Pentagon.
Absolutely.
Abolish prisons, at least in large part.
Yeah, again, that as part of a long-term program, yeah.
Okay, so no prisons. Government or public ownership of most large corporations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting rid of prisons. Could you imagine the chaos on the street?
What'd you say? Yeah, these are the people the Democrats are putting up to run for office.
Well, no, these aren't the people that the Democrats
What's
are
up,
putting up
Cool
for office.
Ramen? Bye.
You're kind of wrong there, CJ.
It's-
It's not the Democratic Party. These people are using the Democratic Party to get noticed and forward their thing. They're cannibalizing what is left of the Democratic Party. They're using it as a jumping stone. And the left is letting them do it because the left is broke right now. They ain't got no money. They gotta go with the most popular trend right now, and that's communism. Because they're broke. It's kind of crazy that Trump got rid of USA aid, and as soon as that happened, all of a sudden the Democrats are broke.
Yeah, that's basically how it happens. Take away the funding, and now they can't get no money. The donors is not donate money. I remember the Asian lady who was their prime. She was able to fundraiser. She was the prime fundraiser for the Democratic Party. She raised over $100 million last back in 2024 for Kamala Harris, and those donors told her, "Don't you come back here.
No, what's crazy
We're
is
not giving y'all nothing after this."
Kamala blew through like $1 billion in a couple of months, but kept on telling the public, uh, "I know how to fix the economy." Blew all that money, put put them in debt, but somehow she knows how to run an economy when she can't even run the books for the. You know what I mean? Crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, Biden had the same
that's
agenda.
right, Deb. She crazy.
I mean, I don't
But
even.
see, his agenda was being hidden. He was being hidden from the people.
Well, I don't even think he knew really what was going on, and other people were running the office.
That's what I'm saying. Right. His wife was the president.
Yeah, there was a
That type of deal.
new video out that shows that he brought home classified documents and was forgetful and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
let's prosecute Trump for it. Let's go kick his door in and invade his privacy for stuff that he was legally allowed to have.
And he had it under lock and key. He had it under lock and key. You go to the man's house because you claim he has sensitive documents and they're not being secured. But when you get there, you're asking him to open the door for you where the documents sit. That's crazy.
Yeah, but Biden had him in a box in his garage. You know, remember that?
Next to his Corvette. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, next to his Corvette. Like it's crazy. And they tried to prosecute Trump, but didn't do Biden. Like, come on. No, like, oh
Oh,
man,
I knew what it is. I know what it was. They said that they couldn't put him on trial. He wasn't fit for trial. He the president. How he not fit for trial? That means
yeah,
he ain't fit to be the president.
right,
Somebody should have produced did Article 25, 25th Amendment to get him out of there. Nope, they
yeah,
didn't want to do that.
nope. And what else gets me is Kamala always tries to play that she's black, but she's not even black. Like that's crazy too. Like she's not even black.
And then the people be like, but her father is Jamaican and Irish. They own slaves. Their family owns slaves.
Yeah, he probably said, "Oh, you have a Corvette." Yeah, I think
Yeah, right. And it's an old school one too. I think it's a 56 or 57.
yeah, it's a first year Corvette. I
Yeah.
mean, all things aside, it is a nice car. Um, but I don't know why brainless Joe is allowed to drive it. Why would you put such a classic at risk? You know
Oh,
what I mean?
like I said, it amazes me how these people think. You
I,
know,
I can tell you right
there
now,
was so much on the internet.
if that group ever came into power and tried to eliminate the Constitution, if they wanted a civil war, right then and there is when they'd have it.
Oh my goodness! And here's the bad part: half of them be disposed of within the first 72 hours
Yeah,
because they will be disposed of in the first 72 hours. People are already ready, set in motion, in place. You don't know who they are. Only thing you know is their private military, prior law enforcement, and their special operations, who just decided to do the red thing and just step back from the world, live a regular, normal life. But there's always somebody out there, that needs you. Somebody needs to break the red glass to release a person or persons onto the United States streets to basically save the Constitution.
well, you got to think about it. These liberals don't even like guns. Highly doubt they would be effective if they could even get them. You know what I mean? They'll find out real hard how hard it is to get a gun in real life. when they go to buy one. You know what I mean? Because they always say, "Oh, you don't even need to get a background check to buy a gun." Well, that's obviously you've never bought a gun because you know that you have to have a background check. Even if it's a shot, even if I go to Walmart tonight and go buy a shotgun, they're going to run a background on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Um, and the only instance I can think of where you don't need a background to buy a gun, and there's only really two, is, and it depends on the state for one of them. But here in Georgia, person-to-person sales of a firearm, I don't need to do a background check on them. So
Right.
that's one way. The other way is if I have a concealed weapons permit. If you have a concealed weapons permit, you don't need a background check because you already
No.
got the background check when you applied for the concealed weapons permit.
Weapons. That's right. That's what I told my nephew. He's trying to get himself a gun. I was like, just do the background check.
What if you're going to buy? I tell people if you're going to buy a lot of firearms, just get your concealed weapons permit because it makes it a little bit quicker going into the store and buying a gun.
Yeah.
If you're only going to buy one once every couple of years, then just do the regular background check that they do at the gun shop.
That's right.
That's it. And you're good. Or find someone selling a private firearm, But when I sell a firearm or I buy one, I take IDs. I take pictures of the seller and my ID, and I save it. And that's just to cover my butt. You know what I mean?
Right. That's right.
Because if the cops say, "Oh, you sold a weapon to a felon," and I did my due diligence because I asked him if he was a felon, and he said no, and he gave me his ID, so I took a picture of it.
There you go.
I'm not required to do anything above that to do a person-to-person trade or transaction for a firearm in the state of Georgia.
You're right, but we're in a constitutional carry state anyway, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
All I say is, if you're coming from Northern Virginia, Maryland, D.C., down here, leave your liberal ideas there.
Yeah.
Because even though we have Democrats down here, they're very conservative.
Well, I mean, Savannah's a cesspool. Let's be real. Savannah, it doesn't have a gang problem. It doesn't have a violence problem. But I think there's been a shooting every week and someone's died up in Savannah. So
yeah. Sugar Shane in the house. So I mean, like I said, I get a lot of emails, and it's like most of them are just all bad news. 2-year-old loses his life, in a shootout. Man convicted for strangling a baby. I'm like, what the world?
Oh, did you see the newest trend where they're labeling black people and brown people and Indians and Muslims as white in arrest records?
I think I did a quick video on that. I did a short on that.
Yeah. So they're trying to skew the statistics to make white people look even worse than we are. Like, I'm not doubting that there are some angry, nasty white people out there. For sure there are. But every group of people has nasty people.
I know, right? But here's the thing, though. They're doing it with illegals.
Well, not even illegals. They're doing it with regular black males are being labeled as white.
And
it's happening in liberal states.
Yep.
Because the biggest thing is they hate per capita. Okay.
Right.
You want to piss off a liberal, bring up per capita because that'll get them fired up. But even if they don't even understand per capita, they'll have their general arguments.
This is the part that really kills me. Right now, my camera is killing me because I'm trying to figure out where I need to go to be in the screen.
Just move the chair over. There you go.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe there I go. I'm in the chair now. But I mean, it's amazing how they're doing all of this just so they can claim a falsehood.
Well, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Oh no, they don't. According to the statistics, white people commit the most violent crime.
You know what's crazy is, and it's a terrible, terrible thing to bring up, but you know, statistically, black people are more violent than white people based on per capita. Now, if you look at total crimes in the United States, of course, more white people commit crimes. The number is higher in bulk because there's more white people in this country. You
Yeah,
think
it
about
is.
it, you look at
Yeah,
it, yeah, you look at it like a pie. We are the biggest chunk of that pie, so yes, we are going to. White people are going to commit the most crime. What per capita says is how much crime happens per 100 people, 100,000 people. So if you look in a city like New York or something, city of 14 million people, you know, 70% of the 80 sometimes percent of the crime is done by the black people. That's how per capita works.
and the video that I showed, it was. I think the guy said it was either New Jersey or New York where they're doing it at, and they caught it.
Yeah, they're still doing it though, and it should be illegal because those statistics have to be reported to the FBI and stuff like that.
Right.
So
And
they
then
put
it
records.
counts also as far as with the feds, as far as how much money you get for your police departments, your sheriff offices, and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying black people are the most violent, but I think the black people who partake in a certain type of culture are the most violent.
Oh man, I meant to pull a clip and show it about the teenagers that they got an Airbnb and they destroyed it.
Yeah, like who does that? And then they threaten to beat up the homeowner. Like,
You're right.
oh,
And look, you setting cherry bombs off on his countertop and blowing the countertop to
and you know
pieces.
they're expensive.
Oh
Granted, they
my,
cheap, bro. That could be
no,
like
it's not.
$4,000 or $5,000.
It is not, and that's crazy. That's crazy.
I couldn't imagine renting a place and destroying it like that. Like, oh man. And you know they ain't got the money to pay for it.
No, they don't. They
That's just like the cruise ships banning them Bluetooth speakers because certain people on the boats are blaring like nasty music, and you got families in the pool and stuff, and
right.
music's talking about doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And when you got your kids in a pool, you don't want them exposed to that. You don't want to see some
No,
lady half naked twerking in a pool in front of some dude's face. Like, what is going on? Like, there is no decency.
and just like Carmen said, no home training. Even the parents don't have home training.
Well, most of the parents are raised by only their mother, and at a very young age, they're getting pregnant at like 13, 14 years old.
And that's across the whole spectrum.
Yeah,
Because I see it at the car dealership. I see little girl coming up and she pushing the stroller getting out the car, and I'm like, that can't be her baby. I'm waiting for the mama to get out the car, and the mama, Deb said so true. There's no mama get out the car. She is the mama. I'm like, wow, and it's crazy. It's
no,
crazy.
no education, no prospects. So when you're in that situation and you hear people saying, "Oh, I can give you free stuff, vote for me," boy, that sounds real appealing, don't it?
Yep.
I mean, I sent you a video on your phone not long ago before we started. I don't know if you want to look it up and play it, but it encapsulates what I just said there. You should try to find it and play it for the people here.
The last one,
Yeah, let me just find my phone real quick.
is it from YouTube or is it from Facebook?
I believe it's from Facebook.
I might not be able to. Nah, I probably will. Let me see. Let's
Oh, it's,
see.
it's the one with the black girl in it. It says, "Don't want to work a job."
Oh, 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 I seen this one already. I should have recorded this. Let me see something.
Yeah, show that to the peoples. How you doing, Ramon? Ooh, Ramon. This is wild,
What's
man. When I saw this, I was like, "You got to be shitting me."
I'm trying to hold on. My bad. I'm doing it the wrong way. Ah, shoot. Which one am I on? Is this it? Shh. No, that's not it. That's it.
How many Facebooks you got, man?
No, what it is, it jumped to it opened a whole nother Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
All right, here we go. How do I pause this? What's the world going on?
Yeah, I don't even
All
hear
right,
you.
here we go.
Why are we paying for groceries? Because people working.
I can't watch it either. I can't watch it no more. Man, come on. You see
That's
that?
crazy.
You
That's
heard that?
crazy.
You heard it? Everybody heard that? I ain't even want to put it up on the screen. It's just, ugh,
It's disgusting. But
man.
why do people have to pay for food? Like because other people work hard to produce that food that you
Hey,
eat.
cool ramen. I already said hello. You must have fell out or something and then came back. Yeah, I was like, for real? But I think I seen that video maybe a few days ago. But I mean, the thing is that this is the culture. This is what you're creating.
But that's not. And let's be clear, that's not just a black culture or a white thing. That's
No,
what everybody doing.
everybody.
Every young person ain't want to. They all have the same mindset. I don't
Right.
want to work for nobody.
Uh, and I mean, we seen the videos of the Caucasians saying the same thing. We seen videos of the Somalis. You they bragging about it. They bragging about it. Talking about some. You go to work for me. You go to work for me, gringo. I'm like, what in the world? We need to kick everybody out.
I'm telling you, if shit ever hit the fan and it became apocalypse, so many people would die because they have no ability to take care of themselves.
Oh man. Oh
They,
man.
like all these city people, like they would starve. They'd be eating each other. They'd be cannibals because that's the only food they'd be able to find. They wouldn't be able to
But
understand.
here's the thing though. You still gotta cook it. They don't know how
Right?
to cook.
Yeah. I'll just throw it on the fire. But yeah, like I don't. Why do we have to pay for things? Because other people spend their lives working, building these things. Like
It's uh,
I bet if she was selling a phone and I walked up to her and I said, "Well, let me get that phone for free because I don't want to pay for nothing," she'd be like, "Oh
right.
no, you got to pay for it. You got to pay for it. Why do I have to pay? Why? Why are you making me pay for it when you ain't gonna pay for anything?"
You ain't paid for it. You stole it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that, but I get what you're coming at.
I mean, look, all of these places, all of these places are, it's just amazing.
It's getting
All
worse,
these
man.
places, they're laxed on crime and everything, and I'm like, really? You, you don't mind if they go in and here's the thing. You know what predicted the future on this?
What
And
was
I
that?
seen the movie last night because my nephew was watching it the other night. Rumble in the Bronx.
No, I don't think I've ever saw that movie.
It's a Jackie Chan movie. It's a martial arts movie. Jackie Chan goes to the Bronx and ends up saving a grocery store. They just they go in and steal every day, all the time.
Oh yeah, yeah. You
And
see, there was another video I watched where it was a public store, but they had like put gates down after like 6 o'clock, where you couldn't enter the store.
Right,
You had
right,
to talk to an employee and tell them what you want. You couldn't even go in the store. You stood outside the store, told them what you
right,
wanted, and they brought it to you. And they're like, "Oh, this is racist. This is racist." Well, most of the population is stealing from the stores. They can't afford to
right.
keep the doors open. That's why
Because
these stores are leaving.
oh man, Seattle, they leave in Seattle, they leave in Los Angeles, they're leaving Chicago, they're leaving because of the taxes. You can't tax people into a utopia. Eventually, the job creator is going to go somewhere else. That's the reason why Georgia is a good place to come if you want to make a decent living and own your own home with some land, maybe a quarter of an acre, half an acre, even an acre, and
Yeah.
not be robbed for $500,000, $700,000.
Well, that's why this Mondami's grocery store is going to collapse. Because how is he? How do you think he's going to get that 30% cheaper products? All right, he's using your tax dollars. He's going to tax people to get that 30%. All that's going to be subsidized, which is tax dollars. All the rich
Oh,
people are going to leave, and then when all the rich people are gone, who's going to be left to tax? The poor
yeah,
people.
yeah, because the middle class is going to leave with the rich people if
Yeah.
they smart, or they just going to become the poor people.
Well, the middle class will become the new rich people, and then they'll get taxed to oblivion. They'll leave, and the only thing left are the poor people, and that's when total collapse happens.
I know,
Socialism
and
is
listen,
like it's unsustainable socialism.
but see, they don't believe that. They believe, well, we haven't tried it here. They did try it here. That was during the time frame of the early years of the settlers when the average age of a man was 35. And you say, well, why they were dying so early? Because they were practicing socialism.
I we haven't tried it here because it's not worked anywhere else, and we're not stupid.
Anywhere else, it just hasn't worked. And we can start. Cuba's 90 miles away from Florida, and you wonder why in the late 60s, 70s, these people jumped on rafts to get to Florida
Yep.
because when they finally took over the government, Castro, he was paying people to snitch on their neighbors if they talk bad about the government. They were locking up their political opponents.
And you know something else that's very common with these communists and socialists that are talking so much? They're all rich. Okay,
Oh yeah,
not one of these people are broke. Okay, all these big people that you see on the TV, they all have money. They're all trust fund kids. Their parents got money. They've never worked a hard day in their life. Okay, and they're trying to tell you how to spend your money and how to run the country.
hmm that's right, Deborah Scarface. Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's crazy, because I've been to Cuba a few times, mainly because we have a base there, and we do a lot of training there. Um, if we do the CS gas training, you got to go up in that tank. You go in with your mask on, and then you got to take it off
yeah.
and run out.
Get a
And
couple
then you
of
got
breaths.
to, yeah, run out, give them your social security number. I'm like, holy smack.
Yeah, I watched
You
my
have,
sister
they,
in graduation. They had her go
uh,
in it, and she had to go in there, and then they were filming it, so it was all so the families could like buy a tape of it, which I did because I wanted to see my sister suffering. Um, but she got in
that's
there,
what's,
and then the drill sergeant, he didn't even have a mask on. Dude was sitting in there like GI Joe, didn't have a mask on, nothing. And then he told all the recruits, "All right, pull him off." So they took him off, and he's like, "All right, start breathing. I want you to take three deep breaths." And I mean, instantly, people are puking, mucus everywhere, and then they have to run out, their hands up above their head,
yep,
and then you have to recite your social security number and service
yep,
number. If If you get it wrong, you got to go back in.
Yep.
Eventually, you'll figure it out,
Yep.
or you won't, or or the medics will come in there with oxygen for you, and you'll still have to do it again. They'll put you back in rotation because it's something you have to do.
Ginger and juice is new. Yeah, I'm just like I was just like I gotta do this. I knew my social security number by heart.
Everybody should.
I
If you're
mean,
an
like
adult.
really knew about heart. Yeah, I came out, said my social security number, and then I went to the left and said, "Ooh, everything I ate for lunch that day came out."
But I bet most
And look,
millennials don't know their social security. They know their cell phone number, but they don't know their social security number.
oh man, and here's the crazy part. I had to do it again when I went through special operations training for the prison.
Yeah, yeah.
They got us up there. Look, they be wanting to tase and they just be wanting to do damage to us, right? So
Yep.
the first one was the pepper ball gun. Everybody had to get shot with the pepper ball gun. Do you know 3 years ago is when that wound finally went away from them shooting
I
me in the
worked
chest?
I worked in a jail too, and they pepperballed us. They hit us with rubber bullets. They tased us. They used regular pepper
Yep.
spray, and then the worst pepper spray was the one that comes.
Yep.
It looks like a fire hydrant, and it's sticky and it's thick. And they say, "Oh,
Yep.
put your face forward." They give you a good blast of it. It covers your face, man. And oh my god, it's just it sucks, man. But you got the rest of the day off. As soon as that was over, you got the rest of it. So I guess that was the upside. They're like, okay, go home. Nobody could drive home, so you just sat in your car with the
Look.
AC on, suffering.
Yeah, you just had to sit there. Listen, I was when I was in the training, they was like, raise your hand if you've been tased. I raised my hand because I had been tased. All right. So they marked my name off. You're not gonna go through training. Who's been banded? Who's had the bandit on their ankle? I ain't raised my hand because I didn't know what it was. Oh my God. They put that bandit on me, on my leg. I thought my leg about to come off. It's so much, it zapped me so good. I was like, they was like, fall down, fall. How can I? My leg won't move.
Well, they have the. Did you have the one with the belly? Did you do the belly waist one?
It wasn't the for the taser. They put it. They had the clips on a belt. So when
Okay,
you
yeah.
got zapped, it was in your back. But then with the CS gas, I was like, man, I did this in the military. They said, Officer Jackson, when the last time you was in the military?
Yeah. You're about to get a crash course.
I was like, God dang.
That stuff's rough, man. And then like when they did cell extractions, I never did cell extractions because I'm not a huge dude. But they had the big guys come in there, yeah. And then the one guy had the big canister that looked like a fire hydrant. And when he hit that cell, the whole block got it. Because it just doesn't stay in that room, man. It creeps out, and like for days, every shift you go in there, your eyes are watering. It's terrible.
Look, I was what was I at? When I was let me see. Oh, after the CS gas, right? We supposed to run to where the rest of the group was. I got my mask in my hand, coughing. Why they want to shoot me in the butt with the pepper ball gun? I'm like, that's not gonna make me move faster. Like, man,
they hit me right here in the chest because we had little chest plates on. They hit it right here in the middle of my chest.
Oh, you had a plate?
Yeah, and it went.
You had a plate? No, they shot me.
But I tell you what, the plate, they had the plate there so the pepper ball would explode on your chest, and like a big cloud of the stuff would be in your face, bro. And like from the impact, you just kind of take a quick breath and you're sucking it all in, man. You're like, ugh. Oh man, rough,
bro.
But that I used to joke That's the Olympics games for some of them guys in prison. They want to be cell extracted. They want it
Look,
because they're bored.
yeah, because they think they're strong. These out of shape officers, this, that, and the third. And then when they bring in IRT, we come to the prison, they're like, man, I don't see no fat people over there.
No, when they
and we go into the dorm and we shake it down. Oh my goodness!
I stand at the door with the extraction team behind me. I'm like, listen, dude, last chance. You gonna come to cuff up? Nope. I pop the door. They go rushing in. They got the shields with the taser in the front of them. The first guy goes in. He's got a shield,
Yep.
and he pins you up, and then he just hits that taser, and you're doing the tuna against the wall. The other guys, two other guys come
Yep.
in. They grab your arms. The other two guys come in. They grab your legs, and they cuff you, and they drag you out like a bag of garbage. They strip you naked, throw you in a different cell. And sometimes you don't even get a shower to wash that stuff off until you calm down. So you're sitting with that covered in that pepper sauce
Yeah.
for hours before you calm down, and they come in and give you a shot. You let you take a shower and stuff. So, man,
Man, look, listen. I remember we went into a building. They wouldn't lock down. So I go into the building and they already know who I am. Come on, Jackson. We want the warden down here. We ain't doing nothing. We ain't going nowhere. You need to go get the warden. All of a sudden, CRT comes in and starts shooting. Now, mind you, you can only hear doof, 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 doof. All of a sudden, one went past my head and I was like, let me get down on the ground. So me and the sergeant get down on the ground. And they shoot. They're not shooting people. They're not shooting people in the chest or anything. They trying to shoot people in the face.
yeah,
They trying to shoot in the face. And that was their whole goal. Oh yeah, we going in here and shoot some people in the face. They ain't trying to lock down. I'm telling you, it's a cruel. It's cruel, but you got to be able to do it. You got to do it. Otherwise, they'll take over the prison.
yeah.
They definitely take
And
over.
just like the you let these Democrats run and they'll take over the country.
That's right.
Same animal, different
That's right.
game.
Um,
But yeah,
that's the bad part.
Cuba's a shithole. Anybody that says otherwise, is either ignorant and
They're a communist.
yeah. I mean, I just don't understand.
You're a
these people.
communist if you say otherwise.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
nothing good with the way these people are thinking. I do not want to give up what I own to someone who has never contributed my portion of hard work for it. You know what I mean? Like, CJ, I'm coming to your car lot. You're going to give me a new car. It's like, who's going to do that? Nobody. I mean, Cuba's a beautiful country. You could be a beautiful country and still be a shithole.
But no, listen. Right now, what's happening right now? I think they released the political prisoners because Trump told them to. So right now, you're looking at regime change because now the people are rioting. They in the streets now because now they want to be free. And I'm gonna tell you what happened. They saw what happened in Venezuela, and those people hit the streets celebrating that Maduro's gone. So now they doing the same thing to try to get Castro's brother Rafael out of power, and they hoping that we go in and do the same thing.
I mean, Cuba really doesn't have natural resources. The only thing it's got going for it is the tourism and very little manufacturing. And when I talk about manufacturing, I'm talking about like specialist cigars and stuff like that. I mean, they don't really have any mining.
That's
per
right.
se. Maybe agriculture is their best besides tourism. That's all. So, I mean, I never
Right.
understood how a communist state could even survive as long as it did on such a small island. But it only did it because it was propped up by other communist countries, Russia, China. If it wasn't for them, they would have collapsed a long
Right.
time ago.
So yeah, I did. For everybody that's just joined, I did put the link in. I can't stay here all night. I'm an old man. I got to get up early in the morning to go to work. to do to really do nothing. I like selling cars. That's easy work. But yeah, there go Dave. Like when I went to Cuba, they do all the firefighting training. If if you're not near what's the name base, like Great Lakes, you can do firefighting training in Great Lakes, and a couple of other places around the United States. But if you're on the ship already, you're sent to Gitmo to
Yep.
do firefighting training because there's no fire department on the ship.
And I agree with you,
So
Dave, Diamond Dave, that you can't have an economy based solely on tourism. It's just not, especially with the way
right,
the economy is now. Nobody could really afford to travel. So, last thing they're going to do is go to a foreign country and spend money. I
so
mean, but that's
Dave,
a Cuba problem.
oh, you backstage? My bad.
What up? What's up? How you guys doing?
All right.
This is our in-house socialist right here.
No, he's not a socialist.
Just,
I'm like, I'm just here. Like,
I'm just picking.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Cuba also is like a very large island, which is also problematic, right? It's not like even other countries that could mine or could farm. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's so they're kind of screwed from the get-go, and they have a really large population for that island proportionately, so that
I
doesn't
always
like help
said,
things.
You're right.
I always said, if Cuba would embrace democracy and like a constitution similar to the United States, and they changed their economy to be more of like a shipping hub, where goods would come into their country and then they could distribute them out through shipping companies to other parts of the world, they'd make money.
Well, yeah, and I mean they would make money even if they did like a European hybrid,
Right.
Yeah.
right? They wouldn't even have to be they wouldn't even have to go full American. They would just have to like make themselves a shipping hub,
Right.
and
That's it.
then they'd be like Japan, right? Or like Thailand or something.
Yep. Yep. Japan, the island off of the coast of Asia.
Because you think about it, getting you wouldn't need large cargo ships like you do going into Savannah. You could have much smaller, cheaper ships going to Havana, picking stuff up and bringing it into the United States, and they'd make money. And these big shipping companies would then divert to larger ports because they're not needed in these smaller ports.
Well, you could even have it be like an intermediary,
Yeah,
right? So it's like you could have like major shipping companies from like Europe or whatever, like dock at like Havana, right? And
Right.
then they go off to South America, or they continue on through the Panama Canal, and then go through like Australia, right?
right.
Mm-hmm.
But that'll never happen.
Well, no, you can't say never. Never. You can't say never. And the reason why you can't say never is because of what's going on the island right now. And if the U.S. does assist the country in taking down the leadership so they can get a democratic like government and have free and fair elections, it'll change. We could then lift the embargo that we have on them.
I think that's like maybe 30% of the problem. The other 70% is okay, let's pretend that happens. Cuba still has no infrastructure.
No.
So someone would have to build that infrastructure for them so they could be a shipping hub.
Right.
Right.
Because buildings don't fund and build themselves, right? And
That's
and resources, like quarries aren't going to magically appear in Cuba just because they become a democracy. Like there's going to be a lot of heavy investments spent into that, and the question becomes who's going to be that investor? And the second question obviously is what is their cut going to be?
Yeah.
Because
right.
nobody's going to do it out of the kindness of their hearts, right?
That's right.
So, I mean, never say never makes sense, but I do think that at least for the foreseeable future, I do think Cuba is just screwed.
I mean, hey, they're still driving '54 Chevys around, man. They don't even have new cars. They've been running the same stuff since the '60s, the '50s and '60s. If you want to go buy a classic car, you can import a nice Chevy from the '50s. From
Yeah,
Cuba. They got
yeah.
they got tons of them.
And it'll cost a lot less to
Yeah.
import it than buy it and import it than what it would cost in the US.
And the crazy thing is, you get that car over here, and that car could be worth $70,000, $80,000
Or more.
or more. Yeah,
I've seen those cars go for like
Now,
400K.
you're talking about
What?
pristine examples, but yeah,
For sure,
yeah.
but I mean,
Now,
but here in the U.S., you can restore it. We have the infrastructure, and there are YouTubers even who will buy those old cars, restore it, and then sell it for 400K. It's doable in the U.S.,
you're
right?
right. They'll put 50 to 70 grand in it to sort of sell for 300,000, 400,000. Now, which I didn't talk about is the Cuban cigar. I mean, people real time to get those things.
yeah, they'll pay money to get them. And even though the tobacco industry in Cuba was literally started by the communists, Fidel started it because he liked cigars and he wanted to have a high class cigar. So he basically he made that whole industry, but that industry is never going to go away. It's a cultural part of Cuba now.
It's like cigarettes in North Korea. You
Yeah.
can use it as a currency, and I would love to get my hands. I've said it before and I've said it again. I would love to get my hands on a case of 727s.
Wow.
I don't even know if you would how you would get that, man. I'm sure there's a way.
Well, in Mongolia is technically allies with North Korea, so it's a matter of just like me taking the time instead of talking about it on the internet, which we all like to do, but me
Right.
taking the time and to figure out like A, if there are any tobacco companies that actually sell them here, or B, figure out how to get it shipped here because North Korea and Mongolia, they do have shipping
Yeah.
agreements. So it's not illegal for us here. If it was in the US, I'd be arrested by customs like flat out.
No, I don't
So,
think you'd be arrested by customs for it.
Yeah,
well,
you
not
would.
customs, but you would get arrested because it's smuggling,
That's
right?
basically what it
Like
is.
when Barack Obama banned the Dejarum Black Clove cigarettes, I had to use Bitcoin and get them like imported, and they would only do like one carton at a time, so I had to do like multiple transactions, and
Wow.
each carton had like it was wrapped like a birthday present with a bow, and taped on it was a card, and literally it's like a baby blue, I kid you not, I had pictures on this on my Facebook, but it's like a birthday card. You open it up, it's baby blueberries, and it says thank you, pastor, for your hard work. And they put it on top in case the customs officials want to go through it, and
Yeah.
then they would, in theory, they would leave it alone. So I had like 5 or 6 cards I posted to Facebook back in like 2015 or whatever, right? But that is technically smuggling.
Right. I mean, I when my sister was in the military and she got out, she lived in Egypt for a while, and I was going to junkyards and pulling motors and then putting them in a shipping container and then shipping them to her in Egypt, and then she would resell them, and we were making good money. So
Wow.
you can't do it no more because the import tax over there has gotten quite higher,
Oh yeah.
and if you don't know anybody over there, you're probably going to get ripped off.
Oh yeah. Like I was living in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and like clove cigarettes in like Minnesota and like the industrial goth quote unquote night bars. Like it's a status symbol, and I
Hmm.
mean, the reason why I bought like 5 cartons is so I could have a couple for myself. I would sell individual cigarettes for $5, and this is back in 2015, and I would sell like because there's 20 of them, it's like $100. I would sell a pack for $50, and I was just
that's
making stupid amounts of money.
that's capitalism, baby. CJ knows about
You know
selling
what?
cigarettes on
Is that
ship,
capitalism or is that just smuggling? Because I feel like
and it can
this
be
goes.
both.
I mean, I
No,
because
it's
well,
called it's
this
called taking advantage of the system. I
yeah,
mean, when I was
you
on the
do that in
ship,
every
I
system.
always I always Yeah, I carry tobacco. I carry chewing tobacco and cigarettes, Marlboros and Newports. I get 2, 3 cartons of each, 2 or 3 cartons of snuff, and I get on the ship and I load it up. And the only thing I'm waiting for is the ship store to run out of all of that, and then they come knocking. This is in
Yeah.
the we're talking about the mid-90s. Petty Officer Jackson, I hear you have
Oh.
some cigarettes. You got snuff, and I look at him and say $5 for the
Yeah.
pack. I was like $5 a pack.
You got to remember, this
You
is also back in the '90s too.
right?
Yeah.
Cigarettes were
So
far cheaper.
I was killing them. Don't let me
Well,
go down and see you shooting dice in the laundry room.
I mean, I did something similar when I was living in Minnesota, and I would take the bus like in downtown Minneapolis and downtown St. Paul, high crime areas, right? So like a lot of the money that I made, I would just buy cartons of like Newport 100s, right? And like when I get off the bus stop, it's
Right.
like a 30-minute wait downtown St. Paul. 5th Street in Minnesota. A lot of shootings, a lot of crime, a lot of like, people robbing each other, right? And I would just give packs of cigarettes to the homeless people and to the people at the bus stop. Nobody touched me, right? There was one time where one street preacher came up to me and got in my face because I was ignoring him, and there was like 20 people who I gave packs of cigarettes to. They were not happy that they were messing with their friend, right? So, you could take advantage of the social system that way too. But I feel like this ties into like a past conversation we have. Is like how much capitalism
It's good and
is
bad.
well, it's like too much capitalism, right? Because I feel like there does have to be checks and balances to some point, right?
Right.
So that's like the first philosophical question. Because like if it's just unbridled capitalism, well, I can just sell organs of my kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But on the flip side, when you restrain capitalism or you use social safety nets in place of capitalism, that is a form of socialism. So like where's the line drawn? Like where's the ideal drawn?
And we did have a conversation about this a while back too, when we said that socialism in Mongolia probably works better over there, simply because they're all kind of united, meaning they're all very few foreigners. They all think alike, lower population.
Yep.
Whereas over here we are a mixed bunch, and 455 million people will not agree on the same thing. It's just not happening.
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
now, all right. I got to move on to the next topic.
All right.
And,
So
yeah,
past his
we've been
bedtime.
talking about we've been talking about socialism, communism a little too long, but we ain't talked about this.
So first of all, Department of Homeland Security, we've identified 250,000 non-citizens registered to vote in just 4 states. Mind you, we have 46 other states. And just 4 states, we've identified 250,000 non-citizens registered to vote in California, and Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Nevada. We also worked with proactive states to identify 28,000 non-citizens on their voter rolls, plus 400,000 individuals that are still registered to vote that are deceased. Now, these 23 states, they proactively worked with us on the SAVE program. That's Georgia, Ohio, Tennessee, Texas, North Carolina, Idaho, Alabama, Missouri, Louisiana, Kansas, Arkansas, Wyoming, Montana, Iowa, Florida, South Dakota, Indiana, Arizona, South Carolina, Utah, Nebraska, Michigan, and my great home state of Oklahoma.
Wow. But hold on, we're not done yet. Hold on. Because the sidebar has something to say too.
Trump said is, it is breathtaking how susceptible we are to foreign interference. But while he was talking, there were tranches of documents that were being dropped. And people need to go to whitehouse.gov. This isn't propaganda. These are documents from both intelligence communities, both under Biden and the first Trump administration, et cetera. I think we need to step back and see the numbers that we're talking about. In 4 states, 250,000 non-citizens that are registered to vote, including California and Nevada. We have 10 other states where there are 400,000 non-citizens and deceased persons, and it's stunning to me and frustrating as hell that the number 1 state on that list is the state of Texas. What the hell are we doing? So Trump called us out and said, look, we've touched base with these states. I'm scratching the surface because there's 40 other states that haven't reported this stuff. And he's just getting started.
Man, you got to, CJ and Diamond Dave, we live in the information era. How is it that we don't have a computer system that can track when a person dies and kick them off Social Security or whatever? We have the ability to build these systems. Okay?
So I can answer that part, and then I'm gonna have a hot take. So there are countries with more advanced systems, right? Like Japan. However, people will keep their family, like people won't record their family members' deaths oftentimes or notify them, because it's not like someone dies and then that information goes everywhere. The relatives of the deceased have to bring that document to the bank. Like I used to work at Wells Fargo.
Right.
We didn't know if someone died until you brought a death certificate, and many people don't just do that, right? I mean that is problematic. But this is my hot take. This can be doable with digital ID because all of those systems are tied together. So the moment a person is dead, the coroner's, databases tell the banks, the medical systems, the Medicare systems, all in one shot, this person is deceased and it immediately stops. Digital ID is the answer to this. However, I know that's a hot topic in America.
Yeah.
But if you want to address it efficiently, that is what countries do. And ironically, you don't have voter fraud in countries like India with 2 billion people because of the digital ID system. You don't, right? And it blows my mind that those numbers, I didn't even know those numbers, but it's wild to me that America, okay, you don't want digital ID. I can accept that. That's fine. It's controversial. But come up with another system that can at least compete, like innovate. America is known for innovation, so it's time to start innovating. Right? It's time to start innovating and come up with an equivalent system that can do the same thing as digital ID, but doesn't infringe on the person's rights. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure someone can figure it out because, again, America's a land of innovation. It's doable.
Right.
I think funeral homes should be required to report deaths. I think one thing they should be able to do is when you take someone into a funeral, and the funeral caper reports it to the state should already have access to who has a bank account because it's all federal regulated. You have to show ID to open a bank account, right? You should be. So they already have that information.
Right.
So the state should be the one reporting this stuff. And I'm okay with universal ID, except for the parts where they could track firearm owners and stuff like that. I want that to be completely anonymous. I don't think the government should know what I own.
It's doable in America because you just don't track, you don't track gun registrations. You just track deaths, births, health issues.
If it was limited to those core things that would protect our voter integrity and voting rights and citizen rights, then yeah, I'd be fine with it. Absolutely fine with it.
But yeah, it's just those numbers are insane, and it's actually interesting. This is a feature, not a bug. The government claims this is a problem, like both parties claim it's a problem, right? But they actually are the cause of the problem. For what end, I'm not sure. I could say with this firsthand because like my wife applied for what's called a B2 visa. It's a tourist visa, right? We don't want to live in the US. She just wants to like visit my mom and grandma. But she was denied excuse me. She was denied because she's married to me and they told her get a green card instead. Go for a green card. Well, to do that, we have to get, you know, like a place of residence, demonstrate we want to live there, yada, yada, yada. But it's interesting that they're pushing people instead of going for tourist visas, right? Just for like a once in a lifetime trip. Now they're trying to push people who are married to like get a green card. It's like they're pushing people to live there because in order to get it, you have to live there.
Yeah.
I got you.
It's like, you know, give us like a 10-year visa and we'll go there like twice. Right.
That's crazy. Like you couldn't
it's
even.
done with.
In most cases, though, I'm pretty sure you got stable financial means, right? And you have property in Mongolia. So I would have probably tried to appeal that and say, hey, listen, my whole life is over here in Mongolia. I'm American, but that's where it ends. We're not planning to stay here. I have money and property and businesses over here.
We did that already. That's part of the process. And like,
damn, they still cut you down?
I mean, I won't go into too much detail, but like,
you know what you need to do?
There's a lot. You can't appeal it.
Guaranteed you'll get in. Tell them you're Muslim.
No, actually, no. It doesn't work.
It works for a lot of them, bro. Like, just tell them that you're. I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. I'm not an immigration expert, but I will say that for some people, immigration's far easier, especially in the Biden era. It was almost an open door. Did you try it during the Biden era, or was this more recently with like Trump?
No, this is recent. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, but it's interesting because even though it's Trump's administration, and I've seen this online too, where people are like, "Hey, we just want to visit America, but now we're getting pushed to getting like my husband or wife a green card, and we don't want that."
Right.
So, and it's like, you know. I mean, I'm not a U.S. immigration expert either. I know bits and pieces just because of the work we've had to do. And, you know, it's just, I would still say it's a feature because it's like, even in the Trump administration, people are still flocking to the U.S. and somehow are still getting in.
Yeah.
Right? So it's almost like the left hand isn't in control of the right hand because Trump is saying and doing one thing, but the immigration is, you know, has not changed.
Right. And it wasn't. It's not just those coming from south of the border, South America, and Mexico. We just had 400 South Koreans deported.
Yeah, that was down here in Savannah.
Yeah, the Hyundai plant.
But they had work visas, didn't they?
No.
They did.
Yeah, only the upper management had work visas, but some of them were expired by like a month or two. So they deported them as well, but did allow the higher ups, the ones who had like visas that were like a 1 or 2 weeks out, to renew them. So the ones that did renew them were allowed to come back here and are currently working up there right now. But most of them were here completely illegally, or they were on work visas for jobs that didn't exist at the plant. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, that's kind of like the Mormon Church, actually, because one of their mission presidents here, he was renting an apartment by the month, like a month-to-month arrangement, and like he had residency for that reason, but for whatever reason, nobody knows why, but that agreement stopped and he had nowhere to live, and the Mongolian government just revoked his residency and booted him out because you don't have a place of residence, so why should you have residency?
Wow.
And see how quick it is for a country much smaller than ours I mean, their immigration works quick.
Well, here's the thing. I would think America would be on par because yes, you have like America has a large thing, but America also has like that much more people, right? Like proportionately, you have more immigration officials in America per capita than most countries on the planet.
Oh yeah,
Right.
With the exception of like China and Russia, right? But and like Thailand, but like you should like America should be able to handle immigration efficiently.
but these
That's
people
right.
come here and disappear. They become anonymous and just disappear, and these cities protect them. So that's one of the biggest issues, is these sanctuary cities protecting them. You know, how is the federal government supposed to do their job when they're being impeded by the states?
Well, and that's the thing too, and the reason why they go anonymous is because like of visas like the B2 visa, because it's not like a K1 work visa where you have to like demonstrate employment or things like that. It's just you have to demonstrate you will leave,
Right.
and then you get a 3-minute interview, and then you show up in the U.S. You could just drive to another state where you have family.
Gone.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
And there's
Well,
so many
fellas.
places here that will take you work under the table and stuff like that. So it's not impossible. I don't know how
That-
hard it would be for me to go to Mongolia and just get an under the table job. Probably pretty hard, considering I don't
well,
even speak the language.
Yeah, that might be a problem. But I will say working under the table in America is also a form of capitalism because after all, do individuals not have the right to create work arrangements and contracts without government interference?
Oh, that'd be another good topic to have. Talk about unions and right to work. That could be
Oh,
another
my
good
goodness.
one.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a part of capitalism, so I mean, it is what it is, right? I don't think it's good or bad. It's just one of these interesting, like, how far do we go? Because that's a part of capitalism. Two people making work contracts without government interference.
Yep. Well, I think CJ's ready for bed.
Yeah, should let CJ go to bed.
All right. Let's do closing arguments. Diamond Dave, give me your closing
Closing argument for what? I jumped in late. I saw you were on my closing arguments. I don't know.
Let everybody know where you at, where they can find you on YouTube.
Oh, you can find me on YouTube, just Diamond Dave YT. You can also find me Diamond Dave on Facebook. You'll see my logo, and I do my social media consulting business through there as well. So,
Okay.
All right. And as far as me, you know, when you see something, or these politicians are doing something corrupt, you know, call it out. You know, I mean, call it out. That's the best you can do. I mean, hopefully somebody with more power will be able to get, you know, call attention to it when you can't. Write your senators and Congress people, like, don't sleep on it.
you can find Jake. You can find Jake on OnlyFans for more
Yeah.
information.
Yeah, you can.
Y'all funny. Well, I want to thank you guys for being on the panel, and I want to thank everybody in the chat. Thank y'all for coming through, man. This is awesome as usual, and as you know, it's time for me to go.
See you later.
Have a good one, guys.
See you guys.
At least internationally, travel to
London, Paris, Tokyo, Japan, go to New York.